Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside Podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside Podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and we are in the middle of Tri-State Wrestling Month, in the middle of March. It's still raining, sometimes it's sunny, maybe get a little snow, but March is odd, and we're in the Tri-State area. Of course you're expecting that. We're in the Poconos, in the east, the fun part of Pennsylvania. So I have a gentleman that is representing a whole lot of fun stuff. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Ref DQ. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside, brother. Welcome.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be on. Thank you.
Awesome. You're added to the wall of fame of the fun tri-state area wrestlers that you will see when you attend a wrestling show. So if my internationally known audience, I mean my friends from the West Coast and also from across the pond, my British and people from Australia, my fans, if they're not familiar with you, introduce yourself.
All right. So, yes, as he said, my name is Ref DQ, also known as Dylan Quinn. I am a referee and pro wrestling promotion owner of Phantom 6 Wrestling, as you see behind me. It's not the best angle, but you get the vibe. It's on the background. Promoter and referee, like I said. And you can catch me at the Battlefield in Broadheadsville, PA. You can catch me at Smashmaster Wrestling. You can catch me at New Air. There's a long list of places you can catch me. More specifically, like I said, Phantom 6, come on through. That's my baby. That's what I own. And that's going to be on March 2nd. It's going to be our next show.
Wow. Awesome. So you're the promoter, the owner of this promotion. So like, was this always something you wanted to do, to be an owner, or did you want to be behind the scenes more or less?
So funny story about this whole thing. I kind of always wanted to do my own thing. In September, we had All In Together, which was for suicide prevention. And that was supposed to be a one-off. I was like, you know what? One run show, run it for suicide prevention, because that's something I take very serious. And then it just so happened that I was like, you know what? I think I got to run more shows, because if I want to make All In Together a yearly event, we have to have more shows leading up to that to give people more hype leading into those shows. I kind of always wanted to do it, but it took a while for me to decide to do it.
Awesome. So you're also a referee. So let's talk about the refereeing stuff. Is it tougher to be like the owner and also you're a referee at the same time?
Right. So for Phantom 6, I actually don't ref at all on those shows. I won't ever ref unless I need to. But at Phantom 6, I'm just in the back, doing what I need to make sure the show runs smoothly, because I know if I go out there and ref, I'm not going to be able to ref and run Phantom 6 at the same time. So at Phantom 6, you probably won't ever see me ref unless I need to, like I said, unless I need to lay the law down.
You never know. You may see, if you ever need a referee, and if I'm ever at a show, you just show me. I know how to count to 3, but you have to show me the word. And there's never been a referee that wears red glasses.
Hey, we have red shoes, but never red glasses.
Yeah. I would have to wear I always wear my polo. So if you have a ref shirt with, the ref shirts do have collars. Okay, I'm wrong. They do.
There you go.
Don't they? Like sometimes I've seen their flat T-shirts. Sometimes I see polo referee shirts that look like polos. So.
I mean, WWE they just started using the polo shirts recently.
Yeah.
they're not really using the stripes anymore. They got like a weird like soccer looking jersey.
When you watch Raw, have you been watching Raw? Their referees look like it looks like they work in a stadium now. It's so weird.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what it is? It's because they're trying to take it, to a new level with everything. Um, and I respect it. They're trying to make it as realistic as possible with everything. They're trying to give that realistic vibe, like because TKO is obviously also ownership of UFC. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it a little bit like the UFC, and I respect it 100%.
Mm. So when you're with Battlefield, do you ever sit and just ask off a questions? Because that man probably has millions of things that you like, questions and stories.
Of course, of course. So I've actually known Alpha since I was 13 years old. And that man, that whole family, uh, you know, starting with Samu, I trained under Samu on Hawaii, which is somebody that I take pride in. Like I call Samu dad. And it's not just because of wrestling, it's also because of training under him and things like that. But, he's taught me a lot about life. And then I call Alpha Junior uncle because, like I said, I take pride. That family's done a lot for me. So of course, when I go to Alpha about a lot, I'll be like, "Hey, what do you think about this, or what do you think of that?" And he'll give me the advice I need. Um, he was actually one of the first people I went to when I was starting to think about running my own show. Like I said earlier, for suicide prevention, he was one of the first people I went to. Like, do you think this will work? And he 100% yes, do it. What's the worst that's gonna happen? It doesn't succeed. At least you try. So yeah, no, I go to Alpha about a lot, and he's also not somebody I just go to about again, not just about wrestling, but life advice sometimes too.
Mm. So I've asked this to other wrestlers, like with you guys being from like the East Coast, do you and like the area we live in, do you find it harder to promote yourself now that there's like everything's back and all the wrestling shows are back? Do you find it harder to promote like on certain social medias than others?
Nah, I mean honestly, to be honest, um, I think it's easier now, to having all the social media. This is the easiest time to promote yourself and get yourself out there. You got the social media, you got like, all kinds of platforms now that, it takes what, 2 minutes in your time to post, hey, I'm going to be at this show, or hey, I'm going to be on this podcast, things like that. Um, so honestly, it's really not that hard. It's like I said, it's an easier time to do it now. Especially now because so many people have social media. Not everybody has social media, but so many people have social media. It's way easier now. Because I remember, hearing stories from the on Hawaii family, like, or just older people, the older wrestlers in general who didn't have social media, and they're like, yeah, like, we had to send our stuff out. If they were trying to get scouted to go somewhere, how they had to send their tapes out, or you know, they just had to do word of mouth to people. Now it's like, social media is so big that it's easier to promote. Like I said, I'm sorry that's kind of a rant, but
No, no,
it's a
I'm
lot
happy.
easier.
I like when someone has a long-winded thing because I just interviewed Hollywood from Glow, and when Lynn, or she's actually this episode is dedicated to Lindsay the sign girl, because if it wasn't for her, you'd never be on the screen with me. Ref BQ. She's gonna be like dedicated to me. Is this like a memorial? No, it's just like she's like, oh, Joe, I got hit. I've been hit. She's gonna give me a paper cut across my wrist, my hand.
Hey.
Ow, injury. Like, yeah. So shout out to you, Lindsay. You're the best girl. You're so cool, and I
Yes,
appreciate you
yes,
100%. Peeps.
of course.
Yeah. So so when it comes to like putting a show together, do you have to like really like look at your roster and see who would work good with who?
Of course. So, a little backstory too. Not backstory, but like show one. Well, so in September, like I said, we had that all in together show. which was in Bethlehem, in the Country Club Brewing in their parking lot. That show, I had two shows in one day
Oh,
because I said
jeez.
I got to make this like I got to make it a WrestleMania style show. If I want to go big, I got to go big, and I got to give people an all day event so they kind of forget their life problems or whatever the case may be. That show, I had Ace Austin, I had Chris Bay, I had Casey Navarro, I had Jay Bougie, I had, you know, a lot of people that are, either known or becoming known on that show. And then I had, the older guys, and I had a mix of people. This show, I'm gonna break some news right now.
Okay.
Um, like we got two matches lined up that are gonna be insanely crazy. The first match that I'm gonna announce right here on the Joe Rogers or Joe Rogers. Wow,
Dudes are ringside.
Dudes at Ringside Podcast with Joe Panther. Uh, we are going to have a 6-man tag. And in that 6-man tag, on one side, we're going to have some Northeast OGs that are been around for a while, that are legends around the East Coast, or legends around the Lehigh Valley scene, the Pocono scene, South Philly's finest.
My
They're
boys,
going
they
to be
beat me up. I'm still reeling from the Philly beatdown. If you saw the video on Instagram, they don't take kindly to New York fans. They
don't.
gave
They
me a.
don't. Um,
Did you see what they did to me? Yeah, I have like
I did
six
not.
and
I'm
a
gonna
half
have to check
lives
that
now.
out.
My kneecap.
I have to check that out.
I worked at a nursing home and I had a little bit of a limp, and all the ladies were like, "What happened, Joseph? Did you fall?" And I was like, "You don't want to know."
But yeah. So on that, we're also going to have a guy from Ohio area who has trained under Sammy Callahan as well as Ace Austin. His name is Big Pound, and he was on our first show. He's somebody I believe in wholeheartedly. He's been wrestling. I don't even think he made a year yet, but he's somebody I wholeheartedly believe in. So it's going to be SPF and Pound versus Smash and Burn, Ricky Price and Junie Underwood, and we're coming back around. We're gonna have Ace Austin teaming with Junie and Ricky that night. Um, Anybody that saw our first show or knows about our first show, they kind of know it was Junie and Ricky versus Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Now Ace Austin's gonna team with Junie and Ricky, so that's gonna be a little interesting, turn of events there. Um, and all I know is that match is gonna be absolutely crazy.
Ricky
And then
Price
another,
brings the show, man. Ricky
yes, he
Price
does.
puts the asses into seats.
Yes, sir.
He always puts everything. See, if Ricky, you're watching this, he's gonna give me a thumbs up and be like this. Okay, Joe.
Not only that though, like I mean, so there's a reason why on that first show, Ricky and Judy were on the main event with Ace Austin and Chris Bay. They were the main event of the whole day because I wholeheartedly believe in those guys. Those are my guys right there. And to have them, I think at that time they only had like 5 tag matches before that. And they went out there, then they held their own with Ace Austin and Chris Bay. And anybody that knows wrestling knows that is not no small feat. When you get in there with Ace and Chris Bay, it's going to be crazy. And they held their own in there. And then the other match that we're going to announce right now is we're going to have Casey Navarro and Malik Del Vante teaming up. And they're going to take on Jay Bougie and PB Smooth. And anybody that knows the little history between Bougie and KC, they know Bougie and KC have been beefing for a little bit now. And on March 2nd at Phantom 6, we're going to add a little bit of a tag team match there. We're going to see what happens with those two. That's going to be another crazy match. And you know what? Just because I'm such a nice guy here, I'm going to announce one more match. I said 2 matches, but we'll announce 3 matches. In the main event of the whole day, we were going to have Journey Burke versus Jasmine Allura from the Texas area. That's going to be our main event of the whole day on March 2nd.
Wow. Wow. I know Journey. She's been around. She was on Dudes Ringside back in the day when she first started out. So
yes, sir.
Her promo pictures when she still had the collar, her like that top, the pink top on the top of the top had like a collar, so it looked like a suit shirt. That was her old school.
No,
Before
I
she
mean
joined the
it's
think tank. That's before
no
Journey before the
the
think
stink
tank.
tank, the
The
stink tank.
stink tank.
But no, Journey's somebody I get. Like anybody that's on my cards, you know, that's people I believe in. You know, and it's a lot of we're gonna mix in the old school with the new school. We're gonna mix it up. You know, you're not gonna get matches you'll see down the street at different different shows. Something you're always gonna get at Phantom Six is gonna be something new, something different that you might not have seen. You're gonna get matches that like, you might not have thought would have worked. Like show one, we had the Vertrano brothers versus. We're gonna bring them up again, but they faced the Think Tank. Not many people thought they would ever see that match. You know, like we're always gonna give you something different. We're always gonna give you something new.
Mm. I like the Patrona brothers. They're really getting around right now. Like
Yes, sir.
they're
They'll
the
be there on March
Battlefield
2nd too.
tag team
They'll be there.
champions. They were the PPW tag team champions for a while. They lost
Right.
those belts. But
Yeah, they just lost the Battlefield titles to the Brothers Gray at the last Battlefield show, which was last Sunday now. They lost the Battlefield titles there too, unfortunately. But those boys, they're hard workers, so I'm sure they'll get tagged.
they see me and they're like, "Hey, man!" They always see. I'm waiting. I didn't get the chin yet. The one guy goes, and he can get. He's like, "This is." I get this now because I guess the red glasses kind of like. I guess the first time we met each other at the let's go back when we talk about when we first met that famous taco fest. Even though in my end as a fan, there was no internet connection that day. Was it rougher to run a show without any internet connection to be able to make videos?
Yeah, so for that, that was the Taco Fest. That was a Battlefield show. It was definitely hard to be there with no internet connection at all because we had like 4 different locker rooms. We had people that were in the back where the stage was. We had people in the event center that they had there. So it was hard. It was hard to communicate because we were all scattered around. But luckily we weren't streaming it live that day. It was more to just film it. But yeah, it was definitely hard not having any social media. I'm not gonna lie.
My mom got mad at me because I thought it was supposed to be close to me because I said I'm from Milford, so like my phone had no reception. We were halfway back and my phone was like phew 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 phew. I was like, my mom's like, "Where the hell are you? Why is it saying you?" I'm like, "Oh my god, there was no reception there at all." Even the credit card machines were having trouble. People wanted to get in and buy tickets, and the credit card machines were having trouble.
Yeah, no, I remember that day very well because it was an interesting day. Tacos I got there were amazing,
and it was cold. Me and my buddy were so mad. The lines were so long for the tacos. We ran over the closest thing I know because I'm Puerto Rican, the empanadas.
There you go.
You're like, okay, I'm not Mexican, Puerto Rican. Let's go to the empanada table.
There you go.
Oh, there's another guy that was at the show. Was John Redbeard.
Yeah. Wow, that's another name, man. John Redbeard. He's known me since I was a kid too, and actually recently got to ref one of his matches. Well, I refed his match there too, but recently I refed a match between him and Travis Dory, and both those guys kind of see me grow up, and it was pretty cool. That was Travis's last match for for hopefully for a long time. He said he's saving it up, but we know how it goes with wrestling. You get that itch, and you're like, you know what, I'm going back. But no, John Redbeard is somebody I've seen. Like I said, he's seen me grow up. That's somebody I have a lot of respect for.
Nice guy. Always, whenever he sees me, he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" Because where he lived by me, I'd see him in the beer store just buying beer. What's up, man? I'm like,
of course.
Yeah, I'm 5'1", so me and John are eye to eye. Most people are like, he's like, "Hi, I'm John. You're John Redbeard, so short." And I'm like,
crazy.
The beard, I felt the beard hit the bottom of my feet. You're almost the same height as him.
Yeah, that beard's iconic.
Yeah, I joked to him. I said, your beard may be iconic, but my red glasses are internationally known. He's like, I don't see them on you. Use your imagination. It's like take the blue pill, and then you're like, wait, the hell. They're not. When I'm in public and I'm not at a wrestling show, I don't wear my red glasses. Then I show people my card, my QR code card, and they scan it and they're like, "Why are you not wearing your red glasses?" I'm like, "Why are you asking about my my alter ego? God, leave him.
Crazy.
Let him sit at my laptop. He needs to relax. It's like I push a button. It's like me. It's like a robot me. It's like sitting like this in my computer chair, and I just take a different polo and just put it on me, and I just push the button in the back of my neck like a toy, and it's like hello, and it's like, who are we talking to today? And I just type, I send a text message to Robot Joe's brain, and then say intro, say the name. It's like I'm really not here. I'm the robot of Joe, and he's really watching, just listening in the corner, going, "Stop it. Oh, stop yammering." I gotta make a TikTok. Like, oh, I got rid of the TikTok. I don't have the TikTok anymore. So
Oh.
I would have made the video of like me sitting here and just having like this, and then he just puts another person puts the polo on top of me and starts. We are here for the show. We are here for the show. Before we go, you mentioned you have a show. So I mentioned how you get the matches done. So like the day of a show, the day of the show, do you try to get to the venue like earlier to like check it out and check the scene, check if everything you need is there?
Yeah, so the first show, again, a little backstory. So the first show we had that was in September. Um, I was literally staying somewhere right next to the venue that the night before. Like I said, it was at Country Club Brewing. It was in their parking lot. Um, so I stayed literally with somebody that lives right next to the venue. The night before, we ran into some issues. Nothing bad, but there were supposed to be cars moved for our event, and those cars did not get moved at all. That was the night before and during the show. So if anybody looks up Phantom 6, you'll see that there's cars in the background, and the reason being, like I said, those cars were supposed to be moved and weren't moved. So yeah, I was there. Like I said, I was there the night before. I was there early morning for March 2nd. I'm gonna go in there early morning, get things going, make sure everything's right, make sure everything's ready. Uh, and I'm probably not gonna get out there. I'm gonna be the last one to leave. I'm gonna be the first one to arrive, last one to leave. Just make sure everything's good, make sure everybody that shows up is okay, talent wise, things like that. Um, yeah, I'm looking at it. I'll probably be there almost 9 a.m. in the morning.
Oh
And then
my
I'll be leaving
god.
there no later than I'll be leaving there probably around 10 p.m. Like it's gonna be a long day, but that's something I signed up for, right? And it's something that again, Phantom 6 is not for me. It's not just for me. It's for fans to come to and enjoy themselves, and not only that, it's also for the wrestlers that I have there and any of the workers there. I want to give everybody a platform, worker wise, that they can come to and enjoy themselves and lay back a little bit, just relax. Not relax as in like not go out there and do what they need to in the ring, but be relaxed as they know there's not going to be any problems, there's not going to be any issues. They know everything's going to be taken care of. But yeah, it's going to be a really long day. But again, that's anybody that wants to become a promoter, prepare for long days.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to pick up any merch, any t-shirts, where can they find them?
Right. So right now, you can direct message me on Facebook, Instagram. I also have a X. You can DM me out either under Instagram's dquinn_97, or you can hit me up on the Phantom 6 Instagram, which is Phantom 6. And that's six with an S, not the number six. You can find me on Facebook under Dylan Quinn, or again, message the Facebook page Phantom 6. And you can also find us on X under Phantom 6 as well. Or again, on X, you can find me under _97 there as well. And you can just DM me and say, hey, Dylan, I'd like your shirt, and I'll make sure you get one, and I'll send it out to you. Or if you come to a show, just let me know. I'll make sure you get one. Um, and then that's the best way to get in contact with me.
Awesome. So if the fans want to buy tickets for the upcoming show that you guys are going to be doing, where can they find it? Is there like local locations that you'll be selling tickets, or is there
Right.
like
So with the tickets for this one, we're gonna do tickets at the door only. We did have an Eventbrite for the first show, but this time I'm just gonna do tickets at the door. And if you want me to hold a ticket for you, again, just directly message me. We'll make sure you get your ticket. And for that show too, tickets are only going to be $10. That gets you seated wherever. So if you're going to come to the show, make sure you get there early enough so you can get a front row seat. But we're going to give you $10, and that's $10 to get you in the door. And like I said earlier, you're going to see a bunch. You get to see 3 TNA superstars. You get to see an NWA star. All for $10. You can't beat that. That's cheaper than a movie nowadays.
yeah, oh God. You can't even go to McDonald's for $10 no more.
Nope. And the location for that show is going to be at 1437 Prince Drive at the Boys and Girls Club in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. That's going to be the location of the show. And again, that's going to be on March 2nd. And the show's name is going to be No Bystanders. Come on out. Like I said, enjoy yourself. $10 gets you in the door. Bell time at 2 p.m. And not only that, we're going to give you wrestling. And at the end of the night, you're going to get some live music as well. We'll have a hip hop performance there. And so you'll get to see wrestling and hip hop. That's something that I combine both my passions and love for. I have a really deep love for wrestling. I have a really deep love for the hip hop scene. So you get two things in one day, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So come on out.
Awesome. Before we go, if there was any kids that wanted to get into the business of either wrestling or being a referee, what kind of advice would you have for them? If there was any fans or like fans that want to be either referees or wrestlers, what kind of advice would you have for them?
Right. So any advice I got, biggest thing is if you got a dream, go for it. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. As a kid, I was always told, "Oh, you can't get into wrestling. Oh, you can't do it. You can't live your dream." Go after your dreams. You might be. It doesn't matter how old you are either. You could be 50 years old and be like, you know what? I want to wrestle. Go after that dream. Don't let people tell you what you can and cannot do in this lifetime. Achieve your dreams. Like I said, I got to run my own promotion. I'm a referee. I'm doing things people told me I wouldn't be able to do. So go out there and live those dreams.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ref DQ. I'm Joe Panther III.
And I'm Ref DQ.
And we will catch you in the next one.